everybody, and welcome to the Just Effa podcast. My name, and I'm your amazing host, is Effa, and welcome back. So today we are going to be talking about networking, but more so networking and doing it by yourself. So that's what we're going to be getting into today. Now, personally, I feel like a lot of our opportunities in life get limited because we do not want to do things by ourselves. We are always waiting for other people to do stuff. For example, you may want to watch a movie, dying to watch this movie, and nobody in your circle may care for it or want to go watch it. And you're just not going to do it because other people are just not going to want to come with you or don't necessarily care for the actors or actresses. And then you get to miss the chance of watching the movie or even going to a concert, for example. Now, I'm in this dilemma currently as I'm recording this episode because Chris Brown's concert is coming in a few weeks in Atlanta. And honestly, I really want to go, but I don't know who I'm going to go with. So I'm kind of wow, miss Chris Brown again. And I've been watching all his clips and videos on YouTube and I'm I need to be at this concert. So yeah, I'm kind of in that same dilemma. But yeah, we're kind of delving into the fact of doing things ourselves or by ourselves. Because the last thing that you want is to be disappointed, right? That you wish you did that thing. And you end up, you wish you did that thing that, you have been dying to do. But because you were waiting on other people or waiting for the right opportunity, you end up not, doing that thing. Every single time that I end up doing something, which I may have wanted to do with other people, but I end up doing it by myself because I don't have necessarily somebody to do it with. I end up being so happy that I've actually done that thing and I've enjoyed myself and it was such a nice time. I'll give you another example. A few weeks back, I had a free Saturday and I was I just want to focus on LuxFit, which is my sports bra company if you do not know that. And I just wanted to do things that make me happy. So a very happy Saturday for me is going hiking and then coming home, brunch, or maybe go to brunch or stay at home, eat, go to a coffee shop or go take a walk or something and then do some work. Go to a coffee shop, another coffee shop to go work or just stuff, outdoor things. So I really wanted a typical happy Effa Saturday. And I honestly did not have anybody that was going to do it with me. I don't have too many friends here in Atlanta. Since I moved here, it's taken me a while, honestly, to be able to make friends or have a community per se. So don't really have too much of that still. So I really did not have anybody to do those things with me. And I remember just complaining about it to someone. And that person told me okay, Effa, so you're not going to do those things and you're not going to have a happy Effa Saturday because you don't have anyone to do it with. And I was you know what? You're right. So I woke up, went to the gym, hiked, did everything that I wanted to, and I ended up doing that. And that day, I remember at the end of the day, I texted that person and I was thank you so much for encouraging me because I was so absolutely happy that I was able to do those things by myself. And I was just happy that I had done them. I didn't care that I was alone. And it was yeah, this is great. And sometimes too, when you do stuff with other people, because you're on other people's time clock and everything, you don't get to enjoy the whole event or whatever it is you're doing because you're oh, there's a time crunch. I have to make sure the other person is happy and all of that, which no problem in that. But sometimes it's also good to just be on your schedule and on your time, which is a benefit of actually doing things by yourself. Now let's get back into networking, right? And really navigating life and networking through spaces and things by ourselves. I'm going to talk about this specifically, or why I wanted to talk about this specifically today was because I'm a solo founder, right, for my startup. It's just me, and there are so many times that I have to go networking events or summits or conferences or events, and I have to do it by myself. Initially, I was very nervous about that sometimes, but I've done it so much now that It's kind of helped me build confidence in myself. I'm here to tell you about the things that I did that have encouraged me and that propelled me and that made me confident to get to the point where I don't mind doing anything by myself, literally. Even traveling, because I did travel by myself to far way place. I did travel by myself. So yes, let me tell you how I did it so then it can encourage you so that you go ahead and do these things. And I want to say this because I have a lot of my cousins who I'm really close with. I love my family. Miss you guys, love everybody if you're watching, and they will all be watching this. So one of my cousins, I told her, I was like, you need to do things by yourself. Forget about it. Sometimes you may have people, but they may not be necessarily interested in what you want to do. I was like, girl, you are so smart, you're talented, you have all these things that you want to do. I beg, go enjoy yourself and do it. Even if you're doing it by yourself, it doesn't matter. Go enjoy yourself. You will be happy at the end of the day that you did it. Anyway, let's get back to it. As I said, Effa, talk and rambling. All right. First thing that I did was use Eventbrite to find events to go to. This will depend on your preference. I enjoy working out, so I use Eventbrite a lot. I've said this on TikTok. I talk about it on my WhatsApp. I use Eventbrite for most things, specifically fitness events or fitness activities, because they have quite a bit of free classes and stuff that you can find, especially in the summertime or when it's not too hot. So you can find all of those things on Eventbrite. I use Eventbrite for networking events. I went to an event earlier this year with a friend of mine to the Dutch consulate in Atlanta. They were having an event and it was sponsored by Heineken. Heineken is it's a Dutch beer company. So I went there and it was such a nice time. We had so much fun, but we found it on Eventbrite. So use Eventbrite to be able to find those things, and you can find a lot of things which are free, which is what I typically do. If I absolutely want to go, I will pay, but I promise you I'm not paying nobody no $30 or anything. It's just like maybe $5-10, making sure that that's an event that I absolutely want to go to. And also, when you're thinking about what events to go to and where you can network, you also want to think about your return on that investment, right? And your investment is not necessarily dollars or money. It could just be your time. Make sure that if you're going to these events to network with people, you're going to also benefit from it, aka get a connection or meet somebody and everything. And you may just be meeting people just to kind of expand your circle, not necessarily that you need to use them for anything, or you're trying to get a job or trying to get a new opportunity. Sometimes it's good to know people because you never ever know where you're going to need that person, and they may be able to provide a resource or tip or some information that may be helpful to you. The second tip I would say is plan ahead, because you've already gone on Eventbrite and you kind of already know or seen the events that you care for or want to attend where you can network. I would say plan ahead. Think about it. Okay, if I'm going to a networking event for startup founders, there are probably going to be other startup founders there. What do I need to kind of carry with me, or how do I need to look to make sure that I'm prepared? Now, it could be physical business cards, it could be digital business cards. Make sure you plan, because if you're going to a networking event, people will absolutely want to exchange information with you. So you want to make sure that you are properly prepared. People still use physical business cards. I still have them. For no reason do I not have digital cards. I just have the physical ones, and I actually do keep all the ones that I have in like a stack, because I actually reference everyone and I make notes on the cards. Let's say I get your card, I'll make a note to say, okay, I got this product from you, I bought this from you, or we had this sort of conversation, so that I keep tabs and then I'm able to like connect with you later if I need to, or if I see an opportunity and there's a reason for us to connect or something, I can remember where I met you or like what we kind of talked about. So plan ahead. When it comes to planning also, you also want to make sure that your outfits make sense, right? Depending on where you're going, you want to also make sure that, your clothing is appropriate. If you're going to a super techie event, those people, they don't really care like that. They just be looking nice, and even the nice self, that's even a stretch. They just look appropriate, able to show up and have a conversation with someone, not like you rolled out of bed. So you want to make sure that, okay, I'm within that range. I would always recommend overdress versus underdress. I'm not saying overdress as in wear heels for women, because that's a bit much. I personally will never wear heels at networking events, only because like you're going to be walking around and talking to people, and you're there to focus and network, not there to like, it's not a fashion parade. So I don't want my shoes to be like a distraction or like be bothering me. Most of the time I wear sneakers, or now it's summertime, I'll wear sandals or something. So just make sure that you even plan up until like your outfits, right? Because that's super important. The next very important tip that I learned is decide how you want to present yourself if you are a multifaceted person. Now, some of us have 9-to-5 jobs, some of us have businesses, some of us have multiple businesses, and some of us merge both, right? But depending on where you're going, depending on what networking event it is, you want to always introduce yourself as that one thing that serves the purpose of that event. Let's say, for example, I have a tech startup, an AI company, but then at the same time, I have a CPG company that sells dresses like this one I'm wearing, right? Hypothetically. And I'm going to an event where it's going to be mostly AI founders. Now, I'm not going to go there and introduce myself as like, oh, my name is Effa and I'm a CPG founder. No, my name is Effa and I have this AI platform, because that's what the event is about. And most of the other people who are going to be there are going to be other AI founders. So you want to decide how you are going to introduce yourself. Very important. Now, I was part of like a pitch competition event last year, and one of the ladies from there, her business, she does many things, right? But then as part of like our training to pitch and everything, I remember one of our counselors told her that decide what business you want to push forward, because her business provided many services and products, where she was like, you cannot say everything, right, and expect investors to give you money for everything. So decide how you want to introduce yourself and which part of your business or which products of your business you're going to propel, and that's what you're going to use to carry. So that's something which was super, super important that I learned, and that's something which I'm telling you guys. Now, the next point is you want to plan your actions. When I mean by planning your actions is when you get to this networking event, you want to make sure that you are accomplishing the goal for which you took your time to go out to these things for. Now, it could be talking to 5 people or connecting take 10 people's information, or like, maybe connecting with 3 people via LinkedIn. That's something that I always do, because that way I know that, I have benefited myself and I've also accomplished something from going to this event. So my 5 is usually my number. I usually say, okay, I'm going to connect with at least 5 people, get their cards, get their business information, or just connect with them on LinkedIn. I usually will never really connect with anybody on social media, especially not like Instagram and stuff, because I don't have a personal Instagram anymore. I don't really use it. So most likely it'll be LinkedIn or a phone number or like a business card. So plan your actions. And then, very key, because you're going to these events, I didn't give you this advice, but you may need it. If you need some liquid courage, just drink tiny bit. Don't do too much, just drink a little bit. And the reason why I'm telling you, so that they can loosen you up, especially if you're someone who naturally people approach you and you do not approach. But you're going to this networking event by yourself. So you may need to like take a little something for some liquid courage and then you approach. But I'm saying this because you're going to a networking event to network and you are going by yourself. You want to make sure that you are approaching and not waiting to be approached. Because if you wait to be approached, everybody is in the same bubble in their head, thinking, oh, I don't want to seem abrasive, I don't want to seem this, I don't want to seem that. But definitely, please make sure that you are approaching, because you took your feet and went to this networking event, right? And you want to make sure that you're accomplishing what you went there for, which is to get to meet people, to get to connect with people. So approach them. Do not wait to be approached. And if you need a little mimbo, you can drink it. Mimbo is like pigeon in Cameroonian pigeon. You take a little drink. But yes, that's something else. And the last and final thing is be confident and own yourself. Please, you are an amazing person. Remember, if affirmations help you, repeat them. Say them before you go. You are amazing. You are confident, and it's going to be an amazing event. So just own yourself and be yourself, right? So that you show up as the best person possible. So that this networking event is truly the best and you truly get what you want from out of it. All right, ladies and amazing gents, I hope that these tips have helped you to be able to navigate networking by yourself. Do not miss an opportunity in life because you're scared to do it alone. If you want to do something, please go out there and do it. Do it by yourself, especially when it comes to networking, going out, doing things that you want to do. You don't need to wait for people to do that, right? Sometimes we may just have to do it alone, and that's okay. So I hope these tips have helped you, and I really hope that I'll see you in our next episode. I'll see you later. And this is the Just Effa podcast. Bye.